Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the tech news update for Monday, April 4th, 2016. And today in our news update, we have Build Conference that ended last Friday. And in the 3 days, we've learned a lot about the future of, Microsoft products, Windows 10. Well, we've seen a lot of Windows 10 updates and revamp start menus and tiles and action center. So we could see that there's a lot of work going on into the future of Windows 10. And for people that are not insiders, all of that will come through with what they call the anniversary update. That will be sometime in July of this year, approximately a year after the release of Windows 10. So it's going to be interesting to see all these new features. And they have said that most of the features that will be added and all of the things that are going to be changed in Windows 10 are what people asked for. So they've really looked at all the comments and what people would like and are working hard to make it come true in Windows 10, which is pretty cool. Also, we saw how Cortana will really shape the future of Windows and different programs with the integration everywhere. And that's where you see that. I posted a video of how Microsoft has so much innovation compared to Mac and other companies right now in the operating systems. And we see also that with Cortana, even though Siri from Apple, for example, is older than Cortana, Cortana is actually taking the lead in how it works. I get people sometimes that say, well, Cortana is no good. Well, Cortana is much better than Siri, I can tell you that. Having used Siri, having used Cortana, and using Google now, Cortana beats everybody in the personal digital assistant, I can tell you that. But it will even be better because with the integration in the software, it's going to be pretty amazing what Cortana can do if you just give it a chance to work out on your PC and mobile. Artificial intelligence. There's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence on PCs, and there's part of what Cortana and Siri and Google now is relies partly on artificial intelligence. But a question that was very interesting that came out in an article that I've read this morning was how to make this more human. What would it take to really make artificial intelligence sound more human? Even though Cortana does these little jokes and does these little things that tries to give it a human side, there's something cold about it. Is it because we're using a technology? Is it because it's not in a robot form or something? And even a robot doesn't sound human. There's something that's missing. So that's a very interesting article there. And what do you think? Maybe you've got ideas. What do you think is missing to make artificial intelligence more human-like? What will be the point where making artificial intelligent product will break that barrier and we won't be sure anymore if it's human or machine? And at the same time, when you think about it, it's a little creepy if a machine comes to a point where it sounds and it does so much like a human that we don't see the difference anymore. It is a little creepy when you think about it. Gartner says that PC sales in 2016 will bottom out and will pretty much stabilize here at that level. They say that first of all, PC sales, there will always be PCs that are going to be sold in the next few years, but that the drop in PC sales will pretty much stop. And they do say that for the next few years, 2016, 17, 18, what they see is shipments of PCs staying at a pretty much the same level with no drop or no gain in market share. But they do say that the smartphones will gain 7% this year, which is not a lot compared to the past few years where it's double digits. But thing is the smartphones are just so amazing today. I'm just looking at my brand new Galaxy S7, but I was also thinking that my iPhone 5 still does the job, and I could have kept it for a year or two, and it would still be a great phone and work well. So, you get these things that cost a lot of money, and people don't have that much money to spend, so they use that technology and they keep it for a long time. And it's the same thing with the smartphone. Smartphones, if you don't take the fact that a contract gives you a smartphone for less in general, people would probably keep their smartphones much, much longer. Steam has revealed some statistics about Windows usage with their Steam engine and gameplay. Steam is one of the major engines for gamers. And what they say is that although Windows 10 is still on top at 39.96% of Steam players, it's really, really, really getting close on Windows 10 at 38.28. And actually, the gain of Windows 10 is just so fast that they say that in the next month or two, more Steam players will be on Windows 10 than on Windows 7. So Windows 10 share actually creeped up by 2.9% over the last numbers that they've released last month. So they say that probably in the next month or so, Windows 10 will make the biggest part of Steam users. That's pretty interesting when you think about it. Windows 7 market share with Steam players, of course, steadily dropping since the release of Windows 10. So interesting statistics, and real world statistics of different types of users, and it's interesting to see, gamers versus the regular user versus the corporate world, and the differences in the operating system. And the corporate world is much much more Windows 7. Gamers will probably tend to be a little more advanced because they are often tech enthusiasts at the same time. So pretty interesting numbers there. And finally, in our bits of news, if you were searching for Tunein Radio and you were kind of thinking, where is it? Well, it's back in the Windows Store. The reason it was actually removed is because apparently there were too many bugs in it, and they had to work the bugs out of the app. So they took it out, fixed pretty much everything, and put it back in the Windows Store. So if you have a Windows phone, you can now get Tunein Radio, which is one of the best apps for streaming radio and music streams, basically. So check it out, Tunein Radio back into the Windows Store. So that's pretty much what we have in tech news for Monday, April 4th, 2016. If you enjoy our videos, want to subscribe to our channel, you'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. And hopefully you will continue watching our videos. Thank you for following us.